Make a shift, live your life, and be happy. How do we overcome the limitations in our health, relationships, and pursuit of happiness? In order to understand how we can overcome them, we need to understand what gave us the limitations in the first place. We got stuck into a world that worships masculine principles, which means the way how we live, our education, our children's education, business, leadership, values, how we live our relationships, and how we practice medicine and healing. What happened? We gave too much value and emphasis on science, on linearity, logic. It was important to understand and to know and to develop technology that we can use. Everything needed to be explained by science. It had to be scientifically proven and all those kind of things. That was good up until now, but now we hit a wall with it. Now we need to take it beyond that masculine reality. How do we do that? We invite and reintegrate the feminine principles again. Because what are all those good ideas, knowledge, and technology is good for when we don't have the container, the perfect room and atmosphere where it can all grow and flourish. So we need to remember and value again the discarded feminine principles, which are intuition, circularity, and being able to go into the unknown. How do we do that? We let it merge together. It's like a marriage that creates life, that creates a baby. The baby can be any project that you are pursuing. It can be finances, it can be your career, what you want to achieve in your spirituality, where you want to be in your healing process, all those kind of things. That's your baby. So let's use the most powerful force that's in our universe. Let's create life like you create a baby. So how do we do that? We have to go through 3 stages. The first stage is allow yourself to be pregnant instead of living the masculine principles, fighting in a competitive world for what you want. Yeah? The second stage is give birth to your project, to your baby when the time is right, whereas the more masculine stuck energy would have been force it onto yourself and into the others. The third stage is then nurturing it instead of trying to stay on top in a frightening and very threatening competitive world. So how do we do that? Let's go back to the first stage, allowing yourself being pregnant with it. No matter if you are a man or if you are a woman or a child, or even how we use animal medicine and how we are dealing with our pets, any life. Allowing yourself to be pregnant with your project means that you are sowing a seed inside you and you let it grow. You don't have to sow the seed all the time, because once you are pregnant, you are pregnant, and it takes care of itself from inside out. It's not taking anything away from you. You grow, your project grows. It's all taken care for. It's something that embraces all the natural elements, and it doesn't use up any energy. Whereas when you stay in a masculine principle where you want to fight for everything in a competitive world, this is very exhausting. You're always out there with your energy. It goes outwards, yeah? You have to compare who is better, who is more valuable, and so on, which creates a lot of negative judgment. Whereas when you are pregnant with your baby, with your project, you are in awe of it, you are admiring what's happening. Other people are admiring you. So it's a win-win, a very self-sustaining energy. And let's go to the next stage. So while this baby is growing, you achieve naturally a point where you want to give birth to it. And when this point comes, the time is right. You don't have to determine it, and nobody else has to determine it for you. So when the time is right, all the forces work into it and give birth to it and support you. So what happens here is that your individual rhythm is nourished, is valued, is honored. Your individual speed, your individual process. You don't have to fit into somebody else's schedule, like you don't have to fit into a doctor's schedule to give birth, or into your boss's schedule and whatever the government says and leadership says. It nourishes, it values, it respects your individuality. And when it comes out, you win. And the project win. It's an as well as reality. You're there and your project is there. Whereas when you go into the male, forcing it into or onto somebody, you mostly have to fit into somebody else's schedule, box, values, priorities, which disconnects you from your own, and it uses up energy. Yeah, we have to follow principles. Either I win or you win, because either I have to fit into their schedule or they have to fit into mine. It takes a lot of energy away from us, and it's an either or reality. Either you're good or I'm good. So let's go to the third principle, the third stage. When we are embracing the female principles, the feminine principles, again into our lives, which is that we then nourish that baby by nourishing us. Whereas in a male world, it would be that you have to try to stay on top and fight still. While you're nourishing the female principle, your baby automatically, you use and leverage all your creative forces. They all come together. While you're taking good care of yourself, you're taking good care of others around you and of your baby, your project. It amplifies and enhances how you flourish, how you prosper, but also how your baby, how your project evolves and grows and develops in the whole process. And it brings you naturally in being healed from inside out, in being loved from inside out, and in being all life, which is more than just alive. All life, because you brought in the best of both, the best of the feminine and the best of the masculine, and created an atmosphere where you can flourish how you truly are. For all of you who want to go beyond that limitations, I have created the Willow system that integrates the masculine and the feminine principles and provide you with tools that give birth to your project in private sessions, in workshops, training, and also in form of books and CDs. So if you want to know more about how you can use it for yourself, you can either email me or contact me on the phone, and we can figure out together how I can be the midwife of you and your project. Thank you for listening.